Hi, I'm Nicole Arnold, your Dallas interior design expert.
I'm Damien DeClercq with Pro Painting.
We are here today to dive deeper into a blog we recently published about how to choose the correct hues for your home's project. And at the end of this video, after you watch it, you'll be able to go down to the video description and click on the blog link to see more details about all of our colors. So hope you enjoy. To start, Damien, let's talk about one of the things I'm asked most by my clients and rely on your expertise.
Okay.
What type of paint is best to use in which application?
Paint's really evolved a lot in the last couple of years. Now we have for trim, instead of the old oil base smelling and giving you headaches throughout the months and weeks after the project's been done, we now have urethane paints, water-based urethane paints. Great thing with these products is some of them can go right on top of an oil base. There's a bit of prep involved, light sanding, cleaning, but you don't have to go back with the oil base anymore.
And you can sleep in your bed that night after it's
Yes.
been painted and not lose your mind.
And the wall paints are all zero VOC now,
That's great.
especially the premium products.
Yes.
But our favorites are the washable flats.
Love that washable flat. I love a good flat finish to give us true color on walls. And then so many of our clients have little hands and little kids and pets that rub up against walls. And who wants to go to clean their wall and get their paint all over their sponge?
You don't always want that shiny look on your walls.
Right.
You know, satin is a good alternative, but it's worth spending the extra $200, $300, $400 for that washable flat, and then have that decorative look, right?
Yeah,
The designer
that's
look.
great. One of the other things I'm always asked is, what's your favorite white? What's your favorite black? What's your favorite neutral? So I thought we'd take just a minute to talk about some of those. So what I always start by asking is, what's your goal? Is it a warm color palette? Is it a cool color palette? And what do we want to do? Or do we need something that kind of splits the difference, that you have a little bit of each and it needs to not be so definitive or at a polar end at each end of the spectrum?
Right.
So favorite whites, we recommend pure white quite a bit for a warm to neutral palette. And then Snowbound is great for a very warm palette. Yes,
One
because
of our favorites.
you can put it up against warmer colors and it's still got enough pop and lift. Neutrals, people want to use those throughout the main areas of their homes, and when they're actually not ready to commit to a certain color, maybe they're first moving into the house, they want to live with it a little bit and see where it goes, or maybe they just want a real neutral palette throughout the whole house. A good warm neutral that we like is Benjamin Moore's Calm, and then a good cool neutral that we like is Sherwin-Williams Drift of Mist. So those are great, great neutrals that are workhorses. And then with grays, the cold gray and white trend is still trending, but thank goodness the pendulum is swinging back toward the middle here, and we are not as have these polarizing sterile looks with the white and gray, and you know, looks like a hospital sometimes when you walk in some of these rooms. And so the grays that we like to use for cooler applications is Repost Gray by Sherwin-Williams. And then a warmer one that everybody likes is Agreeable Gray.
Realtor favorite.
Yes, there we go. An advantage to using a main color throughout most of the house is it's very economical.
Yes.
Because you can buy in bigger quantities, and your guys can go faster. And
absolutely, that is true. The painters spend less time in the house, for sure. You know, you're spending less money on paint, multiple colors all over, and the look is so universal. I mean, it goes with everything, pretty much.
Yep, and you can have the focus be on your furnishings. We're also seeing a real strong trend toward using darker paints and hues in rooms, and these hues are great for evoking emotion and creating drama. And really, I'm really enjoying using these in studies and media rooms and very specific spaces that can handle this amount of color. And you and I have done several projects recently that have been this way. Tell us a little bit about, when you're thinking of using a dark color, special considerations that might need to be made.
Sure, there's a few things. With the darker colors, there's a lot more tint in the paint. So it's going to take a lot longer to dry and cure. Often they require a primer and at least 2 to 3 coats of paint on top of that.
Okay.
Trying to do 3, 4, 5 coats of paint it's not good for the paint. So following the correct procedure is great. It's going to take a little longer to dry. The urethane paints are fantastic for that.
Good.
They come in a low sheen.
Yes.
That gives you that decorative look, yet it's kind of that in between. Works well with the trim. It's not glossy. And you can do it on the walls, ceilings, trim, everything.
And you know I love to do that because it gives you luster without shine. Right. And when I go with a paint color like that, all the way up to the ceiling, the backs of doors, all of it. And I love the tip you just taught me in the last month or so about the ceiling. Lots of times when we do the same color in a room, we'll take whatever colors on the walls, and I'll usually instruct the painter to go 50% lighter on the ceiling.
So with the darker colors, because there's so much tint in it, and they're done in a deep base. You might be thinking I can cut that darker color 50% and it's going to look like they're on the ceiling. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
So it's kind of like gambling when you're looking to cut dark paints or brighter colors as well. So in that case, you want to go look at the color palette and then go a couple shades down and pick the color that you want on that tip. The lighter colors, by all means, they come out really well.
Yes. Yeah. But I appreciated that so much because we just did that last project with a dark study, and it executed beautifully because of that advice.
That's right.
So another popular question people ask me is, what is your favorite deep moody tone, or what is your favorite black? So we'll talk about a couple of those real quick. Sure. Sherwin-Williams has a color called Sea Serpent, and it's this deep blue-green, like the depths of the ocean, and it's a really cool, dramatic color.
My favorite is Ardwood. Ardwood looks amazing on the wall with that color.
Yes, because it pops, right? Especially with something white.
Yeah, and you got that like gold accents or something on it.
Yes.
It looks great. It looks great.
And then another one it's kind of non-committal is a web gray, because it's not black, it's not gray, it's deep, it seems to work with everything. It can be warm, it can be cool. So that's another really good one to consider for a moody room. And then in the blacks, we do a lot of cabinetry, doors, ceiling and trim, not always walls, but some good blacks that I really like, if you want a true intent black, is Black Magic. And then we've got Peppercorn, which is a real soft black. It's not gray, but it is about the softest you can get in the black family. And then
Iron Ore.
Iron Ore is great when people don't want that stark black. Right. They want a little bit of almost like a bronze edge. Bronzy gunmetal. It just really takes that edge off, but it's got all the depth. So there's some really good darks out there.
Two-toning kitchen cabinets and islands are real in at the moment, right?
Very popular.
What we like to do is, on those darker colors, we use that low sheen that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. Right? Because it gives that kind of like, have you seen that car drive down the road and you see that matte finish? And you're like, wow, that car looks so good. You get that same finish in your kitchen. It's like, wow, it looks amazing. Looks like it's been wrapped.
Yeah, great depth of color. I hope you were able to take some good tips away from our discussion today, and whether you're doing a project yourself and can incorporate these tips on your own, or if you would like to consider us for an interior design consultation, and we'll include what colors would work perfectly in your home and be personalized best for your project, we'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely. And with pro painting, we like to follow the spec. And we never take shortcuts, and we pride ourselves in doing everything the right way the first time. Hence why we are the pros. So, little plug there for the way we do things.
Yes. And why we like working with you so much, and why our customers love working with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, thank you guys. Till next time.